Hello everyone, it's me, ItzJhief here. We just received the latest update to Minecraft 1.19.30, which brought with it some incredible changes to the game. This update is not only good because of what it brings to the table, but also what it sets the way for, what this could lead to in the future. Just a bit of a teaser for you guys. This has the big possibility of finally bringing dual wielding to Minecraft Bedrock Edition. With that being said, if you're new into here, drop this video a like if you're hyped, and let's dive right into it. So everyone, we talked about these changes a while back while they were in the beta phase, thanks to some information from Echo over on Twitter, who's a big Minecraft content creator. This update is mainly focused around Minecraft iOS and Android, which personally I do not fully play, so this information provided by Echo was very valuable. But we talked about these changes a while back. Pretty much what it was a new user interface for the mobile versions of Minecraft for iOS and Android. I'll put a picture on screen, but as I'm sure you can tell, this is like a big difference from what it used to be, and as we talked about back then, could lead to dual wielding. Now the update is kind of here, it's like released in a half-finished state, but as we'll talk about in a moment, a lot of these features are still under active development. Let's take a look at this latest tweet from Echo, who did say, Minecraft iOS/Android players, you now have access to the new touch controls in Minecraft 1.19.30. This is still in development, but you can further test it by going to Settings, Touch, enable new touch control schemes at the top, mess around with all three options. As we can tell by this screenshot provided by Echo, there are three options. Number 1, Touch, 2, Crosshair, 3, Classic. Touch is pretty much the basic version of Pocket Edition we've known forever. 2, Crosshair is the kind of new version that they've been working on a bit, where you move the screen and you have a crosshair just like on every other version of Minecraft. And then of course there's Classic, but as you can see by these images also provided by Echo, these are the new button layouts. So on the left hand side you have the new joystick, which looks very nice, and on the right side you have the new buttons to jump, crouch, and a bunch of other things. As we'll talk about later, this is pretty much teasing towards dual wielding finally coming to Bedrock. Let's take a look at this next tweet. It does not have the latest changes as seen in this picture, as this is currently being tested with feedback from the community. Also, the create new world screen should now be on all platforms. What do you think? So what I think Echo is talking about here is it does not have some of the changes, for example moving items around in your inventory and picking how many you want, things like that. I do not think that is in the latest update, but as shown in the second screenshot, this new create world screen is finally here, which is good. It looks really nice, looks clean, and it looks pretty modern. Someone did then reply saying the create new world menu is still the same as it was before on my phone and Nintendo Switch. Were you referring to platforms with betas or just all platforms in general? Because maybe I took the all platforms part out of context, where Echo did then reply with some more information. Should I'm on iOS and received it last night in 1.19.30, make sure you update. So it seems that these changes are rolling out across multiple platforms, and especially if you play Android or iOS, you should be getting some of these new touch controls. But as Echo talked about, they're still in active development, they're still being worked on with feedback from the community, so it might be a while until we see them fully introduced. But yeah, Minecraft 1.19.30 is here, bringing some big new changes to the game. So why are these changes so important? Why are so many people excited for them? I would argue that these new touch controls are some of the most anticipated changes coming to Minecraft lately, and that is because of what they set the way for. Of course, right now they're cool and they're good in their own right, but what they set the way for is a lot more exciting. As I'm sure you can tell if we take a look at the screenshots again, there are now buttons on the screen, and one thing Mojang have been struggling with is dual wielding. We've talked about this many times on the channel, but this has been in Java for years and was originally announced in 2011, meaning it's been over 10 years from when it was announced, and it still is not in Bedrock Edition, which is pretty crazy, despite people paying pretty much the same price for Java and Bedrock, Bedrock is missing out on one of the most simple Minecraft features, dual wielding. Now, the reason Mojang have pretty much been speculated to be not adding dual wielding to consoles is because of Pocket Edition. It was very hard for them to figure out how to get players to use their left hand in Minecraft, because as I'm sure you all know, on mobile devices when you play Minecraft, the way you place blocks is by tapping, the way you break blocks is by holding down, so there was not really any room for Mojang to improve upon this and allow you to use your left hand. As I'm sure you all know, with dual wielding on Java, you just left click if you want to place something in your left hand, and you right click if you want to attack or use your items, so it's very simple, and it could also be done very easily on console. But with Pocket Edition, as we just said, it is a lot more difficult than that, because people are just tapping and holding on the screen pretty much. So what it seems like Mojang are doing to fix this issue, which has been around for years, they are implementing this new user interface, and as I'm sure you can tell by the layout, which I'll put on screen, it would be very easy now for Mojang to just add another button to use your left hand. So if you tap that, you either use the item in your left hand or place whatever's in your left hand. It's a very easy solution, and it would work fine. We saw this with mobile games over the years. They went from being very simple to, if you play games like PUBG on mobile, and they have a lot of buttons on screen. So I think players have got very used to having a ton of buttons on screen. So I think Mojang will not have a problem with this. If they wanted to add one more button to allow you to use dual wielding, I think it would not be an issue. Even if they wanted to put it on the left side above the joystick, I think that would still work fine. But yeah, Minecraft 1.19.30 is finally here, and although some of the features are not fully implemented yet, it's definitely very interesting. It seems like Mojang is almost building the road which leads to a very bright future for Minecraft. We've been waiting for these features for years. Bedrock players have been so patient with Mojang, and finally, after all this work, money, development, resources, effort, time, all of this being put into Pocket Edition, it seems that finally they've built a solution to this problem, and finally, hopefully within the next year or so, we could have dual wielding on not only mobile devices but also consoles. Let me know your thoughts about this, everyone. I think the solution is finally here. Although this might be a bit optimistic, I think it's hard to ignore that this is a good sign that these changes are finally here. These buttons are here. They're still in development, so I'm sure that Mojang will work on them and make them even better. Let me know your thoughts. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.